So Black Americans, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about Wes Moore vetoing a reparations bill for the descendants of American slaves. This guy is from a Jamaican lineage, and we gotta have an honest discussion about some of this diaspora stuff, about the reasons why there is some animosity, and we have to be honest and not gaslight and not deflect, because it wasn't Black Americans who did anything to this man. It was the 35% of Black Americans who were in his state that voted him in. So it's not us that caused this. It is Wes Moore and many people from his persuasion, not everybody, but enough of them, whereas they caused this stuff. And so I'm hoping they can veto it so that we can finally get some economic justice in this country. And this guy vetoed a bill to stop a study, meaning that he didn't even want to freaking study. And that shows you some of the animosity that some people, not everybody, have when they are Black immigrants or come from a Black immigrant family towards descendants of American slaves, towards FBAs. And I'm going to show you some actual proof of this when it comes to this particular issue. And Wes Moore, he had the potential to run for freaking president. And he will not make it there now because they're saying he shouldn't even show up to South Carolina. The Democrats in South Carolina says because reparations is such a hot button issue and because so many Black people live in South Carolina, it's one of those states where almost half the state is Black. Yeah, listen, it is not good right now. He comes from an immigrant background, coming around us with this little wolf in sheep's clothing nonsense, pretending to be FBA, pretending to have any kind of link to us. And I'm going to show you actual numbers where it shows the reasons why Wes Moore, what he did was a huge problem for Democrats. Because you see, this here comes from the Pew Research Center. It's about reparations. And among all Black adults, right, 69% want cash payments. And among U.S. born, 71%. Most of those being FBAs, people who could trace their lineage. But a foreign born, people like Wes Moore's family from Jamaica, 52%. That's almost a 20-point drop. And the higher that you want cash payments, the more being Black is extremely or very important to you. And the less that you want cash payments, the less that being Black is extremely or very important to you. But yet overall, it doesn't matter which way you lean politically. It doesn't matter the age group. You all want cash payments. And what Wes Moore did reflects the reasons why there is a freaking diaspora war. Because we've been noticing in Black America, where you have people who come over here, not everybody, but enough of them, people who get into a position of freaking power like Wes Moore, and they will undermine the native Black population here. They will undermine reparations. They will use the excuse, oh, we didn't know the history. Then why in the hell are you even passing judgment on something that you don't know nothing about? But yet the moment that I bring this up, you're being divisive. No, that's not divisive. We're talking about a freaking elected official. How in the world is it divisive to discuss an elected official and the potential reasons why he took an action that denied economic justice? He didn't even want a damn study. That's how you know this goes deep. It doesn't matter if you are a Black conservative, Black moderate, or Black liberal, registered Black voter, not registered. Man, woman, high school diploma, no diploma. Some college, bachelor's or bachelor's and above that. It doesn't matter if you're low income, middle income, or upper income. Doesn't matter if you're in the Northeast, Midwest, South, or West. Doesn't matter if you're urban, suburban, rural. Among all U.S. adults, 57% want cash payments. And among Black adults, it's 69%. Now we're seeing this, right? We're seeing this. Why in the world did Wes Moore vote the way he did? That's why we have a diaspora war. It is a shame and a disgrace. I hate it. I don't love it. But guess what? That is the reality. Because whenever you get a lot of these people who are not from our lineage get into positions into a position of freaking power, they do stuff like this. You can't ask, why is there a diaspora war when stuff like this happen? And I have the actual numbers to partially explain the reasons why it's happening. Certain people are a part of buffer groups who are put into positions, who are campaigning, who are papered up, given all kinds of money to make sure they get into office to undermine us. Because guess what? If he vetoes reparations, right, that gives coverage for the white supremacists. Well, we didn't do it. It was Westmore. It was Candace Owens. It was Myron Gaines. Do you see how this game works? So this is going to be an ongoing problem. If Westmore thinks he was going to run for president, sir, that is going in the freaking water now. Gone in the water, because not all skin folks are kinfolk. And if you can't even show up to South Carolina because you know the black folks there ain't going to even give you the time of day, that lets you know, sir, you done messed up. And so to everyone from the diaspora, I love you. Nothing but love to you. Nothing but love to you. However, be honest about your coons. Be honest. We didn't cause this with freaking Westmore. We didn't cause this. Be honest. Don't gaslight. Don't freaking deflect. Be honest. Who caused this particular drama? Westmore. Somebody who's not from our lineage. Don't ask why there's a freaking diaspora war when stuff like this is happening. Either keep it a buck or keep your mouth shut.